Lock in, mask up, game on, let's go. Minnesota Airsoft Association, call your hits, feel the elevation. Hey. Snow, sun, we're running every nation. Minnesota Airsoft Association. The warehouse doors, green gas clouds and scattered mags on the floor. Friends then foes, the second the horn blows, we rush, reload, that's how the story goes. Minnesota Airsoft Association, call your hits, feel the elevation. Oh yeah, squad up strong, this is dedication. Minnesota Airsoft Association.
Good evening, Airsofters. Welcome to the Minnesota Airsoft Association and Project Echo live stream broadcast for April 22nd, 2026. We are here with Alex, Cobra Alex, as you may know him.
Like and subscribe.
With our producer, David from Project Echo Airsoft.
Boo.
Boo. Boo indeed. And I am Gabe from the Minnesota Airsoft Association. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for everybody who's already joined. I'm not saying it might be a record, but it might be a record. You know, whenever we start off at like 5,000 users, we're always really pleased. So thank you all for joining. We have a loose schedule tonight, meaning we don't have any guests lined up. It just didn't work out timing wise. I think we'll talk a little bit about our last weekend because we did some updates anyway, but we'll talk about that. We might do some discussion about hot takes, even though we're going to do some videos. And then actually, as requested by a Discord user, which I should have looked up who asked for it, but we're going to talk about bang rules, surrender rules, maybe to close out. And hopefully you're all engaged with that. So first off, let us start with, we're still trying to figure out all the live stream stuff, how we're going to stream. David and I were working out trying something a little different using Streamlabs. It didn't work, so we're still back on. How do we want to describe this, David? What are we?
We are on OBS Studios, but we are in a Discord chat, and I'm just grabbing your cameras right now because we're going to work on a way to import collabs directly with higher quality. But now that we're doing it this way instead of a call and in a room, your camera looks phenomenal, unlike the last couple streams. You must have went and got a tan.
I just look wonderful generally. So
yeah.
So the reason I say that is so we're trying to figure things out. If any of you do streaming and have any suggestions, feel free to send us some, send us maybe what you're using if you have any good luck on anything. David has been a Twitch streamer and done a lot of different streaming in his time, but doing this as a larger group, being able to invite guests. We're just trying to figure out a way to do this a little cleaner. So if you have any suggestions, please let us know. Let's talk about last weekend. So 18th and 19th. How do we want to start, Alex? So Alex and I went to Crossfire Airsoft for their season opener. Alex, why don't you talk a little bit about Crossfire?
Crossfire, it was great. Love it. I love their field. It was a great time, fun, really well organized. I like Adam. He's a great guy. Love Joel, great guy. I mean, Joel's been there for probably since I ever started Airsoft. He's been a long time. He's been with the Airsoft community for a while. Because I've got like 14 years, I think, in the Airsoft. 14 or 15.
Remember a time without John?
Yep. Or no, it was Joel.
Joel, sorry. And so let's take a step back. So Adam, and I'm not going to use last names because I don't know if people get weird about it, but I will just say generally, Adam is the owner of Crossfire Airsoft, which has been in business for 30 years. And they have been at their current location in Clearwater for 10 years. So Adam is the owner, operator, main cat wrangler. They are going to be doing an anniversary event sometime this year because, again, they're at 30 years. Joel was a person who helped Adam before at the old location, I believe. But either way, he helped build what you see in the current Crossfire location. Zach is one of their referees, and I think they're all like one weekend. John, who was their Sunday referee, also integral in building the Airsoft dedicated field. And then I'm trying to remember what the new ref's name was that we met. Was it Oscar?
I can't remember.
So they are
Either
training
way-
they're training a new ref as well.
So, well, like I said, I like Crossfire a lot. I wish I could get out there more to play. It's just my time and schedule is very limited. So, but yeah, I thought it was a great time. Like I said, it's nice to reminisce with Joel and just talk and just,
That's what
talk
us
about
old
Airsoft.
parts do. Yeah, we sit on the porch and talk. If you haven't seen the series of videos for Champion Valley, which we'll talk about briefly, there'll be a series of videos coming out for Crossfire this Friday. So the same kind of thing, getting to know your local fields. We did a lot of footage while we were at Crossfire on their opening day on Saturday the 18th, and we'll be posting those videos on Friday so that those of you who maybe are going to Crossfire this weekend for an open session can kind of get a feel for how that works.
Go there. It's awesome.
Yep. And
look out for the anniversary game.
Yeah, look for the anniversary game. And while we were there were approximately 30 to 35 players, which is a little low for, like, it was cold. It was cool that day.
It was really cold.
Like, if you weren't in the sun, yeah, it was chilly. So that could have been a factor. I mean, people play all winter, but like 30, 35, little low. Hopefully their numbers will get up this year. And then both David in the morning and then Alex and I slightly in the afternoon were at Big Lake Tactical for their Operation Fallout event, which was run by our friend Thomas Skurzik. David, you were there first. Why don't you tell us what you experienced?
I experienced hypothermia. No, yeah.
That was true.
Yeah. No, I experienced, a good group of people that were hanging out, and I stayed till just shortly after they started it. I had to run to the airport, unfortunately, twice this weekend, but hey, whatever. So it was speedy. I'm going to Thomas, and when I see him again, I'll pat him on the back and tell him good job. I did not have the faith, but he started that game at 11:05. That has to be a record for a game at Big Lake.
I'm gonna do the reverse. 11:05 is 5 minutes later than he said. Thomas said he started on time. He's a liar. No, I think
It may have been on
Thomas is-
time. I may have looked at my watch by the time I realized at
Okay,
11:05.
Don't sabotage poor Thomas. For those that aren't aware, like Thomas has been running games the last couple years. He's doing 4 events at Big Lake Tackle this year. One of his core tenets this year is he will start his games on time. He doesn't care if you're ready. That game's starting on time. So what Alex, who might take a hot take when we get there, Alex, be ready to play. The days, and I hope this is what we end up with this year, the days of, hey, we're going to start at 11. Not everybody's briefed. Not everybody's down here. Not everybody's ready. Not everyone's at their FOB. Nope. Game starting on time, whether you're there or not. That's going to start happening. I know Thomas is committing. I know all of us who have talked to Thomas when we were in that conversation, we were like, yeah, no, it's great. You should do that. That is one of Alex's, if Alex has his biggest pet peeve, he has a lot of pet peeves. That's one of them.
No, it's just that one.
It's just that is the all-encompassing pet peeve that Alex has. Is if, and as a player, and we're riffing like we usually do. If you're a player and you're fine just waiting an hour to start playing, what's wrong with you?
Somebody comment, please.
Yeah, somebody, like nobody's
So I can get
commenting.
this, so I can start snowballing this.
Yeah, let's see if we can go on our first tangent. Anybody in chat? There's a delay from when we're saying this to when we're watching it, so we'll have to kind of give everybody. If you go to a field, not calling out anybody specifically, this is a kind of a universal thing. If you go to a field and you don't start playing an hour after you've been there and checked in, how do you feel?
You want me to talk about it?
I mean, we can give people a little time, but yes, maybe you need to eat up a little. Like again, we're
I'll
spinning
talk
into
about
hot
it.
take, but okay, here we go.
Oh,
I would rather
start
start on time. That's our first comment. Thank you.
Have you ever started on time? How about that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Have you
feel like
ever?
have you? I mean, ever in your life at an airsoft event? Alex is going to get fired up, but we're talking about.
I am, because I don't. I wait all morning. You get ready all morning. You're excited. You want to go play airsoft. You arrive early. You do all your stuff early. You're fired up. You want to go do your thing, and 11 o'clock rolls around, and nothing's happening. Like, oh my god, oh my god.
Alex, have you gone to places and then left after you've paid because they haven't started to play the game?
I was just about to say that. Like, I have driven to places to play airsoft, and when I see like no games happening or no organization, like, hey, let's get like moving, or no anything, I have left fields. I went there and like, I guess I enjoyed my time talking with everybody in the parking lot, old friends and stuff, and people. Oh my god.
He's so worked up he can't even verbalize his disdain.
It's very disappointing when lots of people, like they get tuned up and ready to roll. You mean you pack up the next night or the morning, you get excited to play, and then 11 o'clock rolls around, which I kind of think is late in the day. Like, for some weird reason, I guess when I started playing airsoft, I swear we used to start like 10 o'clock. But
back in my day,
I don't know, dude. I don't know what
Come
happened.
here, Sonny. Come here, Sonny.
that
Let me
cloud
tell
is
you.
looking at me the wrong way.
Let me tell you
But-
how we used to play airsoft back in my day. Walk to the field up snow 2
serious.
miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you wait. You
God.
just wait.
I think. Go ahead, keep
I'm just-
ranting. People
I'm
like
just
it.
saying, oh god.
So,
I just want to.
hey,
I want
everybody.
to start. I want to be on the field at 11 o'clock, and I want to be playing. I don't want to hear a briefing at 11 and people telling their whole stupid story during a brief. I just want to play.
So, I mean, I think we need to acknowledge, and a couple of people have kind of mentioned it, like stragglers come in. So for the fields, they got to figure out what they're going to do about it, right? Like, do they pull them aside and do another safety briefing? Do you trust that they've heard it? So like, I get that there's some of that, right? but there's got to be a mix in between. And ideally, like I don't even mind waiting 15, maybe 30 minutes if I know it's coming. But, an hour, that's pretty rough. Like anything over an hour, it probably won't get to an hour if Alex and I are around. Alex is more of the silent kind of nag some wife who will make smart ass kind of like, oh, we could have started on time. You don't always go up, but sometimes you will and be like, hey, we should play. I know that when I have gone and our friend Caleb, if he joins, that we will be the guys who'll be like, hey, we're going to start a game. We're going to go on field and start playing. Like we just stop caring at some point. Because, yeah, we want to play. And for you players, again, when Alex and I were at Frostbuster, was that Frostbuster that we went and ran games, or was the weekend before?
That was Frostbuster. So
at some point, like we were running games like back to back, like okay, swap sides, and we heard from one of the players at I'm Twin Cities Airsoft. We heard from one of them go, these games are happening too fast. I like a half hour between our games. If you like that, cool. Tell your refs that. We were trying to get people to play. And I think on whatever day that was, we stayed for a couple hours. We ran games back to back. We got to like 7 or 8. And then when we left, I heard there was like one more game and there was like an hour and a half left in that day. And we would have put at least 4 more games on if we had stayed.
No, there was a few more games because what's his face took that group over to like the castle area and played that one game, and then
they were still playing it while we were running up on Emerald City.
And then you guys left and we played 2 more in Emerald and 1 or 2 more in containers.
That's the way it should be.
But we did play until like 6:30 that night.
You should be able to play 2 to 3 games in an hour. Easily. Now, some people want a longer game, and that's interesting to me because those longer games when you're just playing team deathmatch is just shooting the same people over and over from different angles. So whatever. But we did go on a tangent. I still think Alex should make another hot take. And when he does that hot take, he just needs to calm himself. And you can just rant in 30 seconds.
That'll be faster than that, but just trigger time, man. We're all there to have fun and shoot each other.
I mean, some people are out there for the social experience too. So I mean, I acknowledge that that's a thing, but you gotta hedge your bets. What are most people there to do? And we are airsoft players on an airsoft field, hoping to play some airsoft. So,
speaking of that whole random thing, I went through my footage and realized that I only played like 3.5 hours of Sheboygan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ended up sitting and talking, and people would start talking. I'd go back to FOB to do something, and someone would come up to me and start asking me questions about some famous person on this stream, and that we'd start talking. Yeah,
that's Alex, by the way. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like, I think all of us have now been getting a little more engaged, and we haven't even been doing this that long in the grand scheme of things. But like, I went somewhere? Oh, was that Crossfire? Like, you're the con guy, and I was like, I guess I am the con guy. And someone else was like, you're the YouTube guy, and I was like, I'm technically both, but like, cool. Like, no one knows my name, even though. Hey, it's Gabe from the Minnesota Airsoft Association. Maybe
I hear that in my sleep.
It's white noise now, or brown noise, Hawaiian noise, as the case may be. But
I wake up thinking you're in my bed next to me because I hear it. This is Gabe from the Minnesota.
Yeah, I hear it, and
I still hear. I still hear. Con is on March 28th.
yeah. I was doing videos after, and I kept on thinking about con and saying con related things. Well, so yeah, again, so going back to where this all started was Thomas started on time. So expect that from games run by Thomas at Big Lake Tactical. And I know that the Night Stalkers and David, who will be doing Nightshade, are planning the same. So for Big Lake, that's a change. That is a change for their larger operations. Expect to start when the time says or close enough to it, whether you're on the field, whether you're ready or not. And I applaud. I British applaud all of that effort. I think that's great. And I do know that like Gag last year for Drew, who runs those games, he did the same thing. He's like, we're starting on time. We don't care who's there. And the commanders, I know Alistair's really big on this, but like the commanders were like, get to the field. We're starting on time, whether, and we did. Like, I know Fall Gag for sure started on time, and that's great. Alex and I showed up probably around 3 to Big Lake Tactical. Is that about right, Alex?
That's about right. 3:00. No,
And,
earlier than that.
It was 2:33 because we stayed until at least 2 at Crossfire. But we came after the game, so we came just as the lunch break was ending. So there was a lunch break in Operation Fallout. We got there just as, and most of the players were actually waiting for their briefing. So we got to see Thomas for a hot second before he had to go back out. We did talk to Travis. We talked to John quite a bit. But so we got to see the second round start, and we only stayed, for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Mostly because we were hungry.
Yeah, it was still cold. I don't know why it was so cold that day.
And you actually got colder than I did. I managed to find some sunny spots to stand in, but like there was just enough wind and it was cold. The game seemed to happen really nice. The thing that I pointed out in the really short video I did was having the center of Big Lake Tactical, the Tall Pines, out of play seemed really interesting. And I know Travis has done that before. He did mention that he's done that before, but I think that was a neat mechanic for that event. It just forced people to go around. So it was more walking, probably. I don't know how much more walking it was, but not being able to cut through changed the dynamic a little bit. You could still shoot through it though. So that was kind of interesting. So you couldn't just put your back to Tall Pines. But we stayed. They had 80 to 85 people, I believe, when we were there. There was not an accurate count that we got. So that was good. That was fun. But it was a busy day for Alex and I. Again, Crossfire to Big Lake. For David, it was Big Lake, airport, back home.
I was at the airport again at midnight 30 on Sunday night. Ugh.
And then on Sunday, you actually were a referee at Champion Valley in Lakeville.
Yep.
So how did that go? So that was their second Sunday.
Was it the second or third? Second.
Third. Second, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because they were just 1 weekend ahead of Crossfire for their opener.
So last weekend, the weekend before was Sheboygan, because Sheboygan was the opener.
Yep. We are literally. We have been doing Airsoft very busy for 3 weeks. Yeah, it's been a busy life for us, and it's going to be busy all summer.
It was so Champion Valley was a slow start. Previously, Crucible ran their games at noon. So it's a learning curve for the regular people. So again, if you are watching this, Champion Valley Airsoft Armory game started at 11. So please be punctual.
Do they?
What was that?
Do they start at 11?
Well, no, because there was only 4 people there.
Okay.
So at 11 o'clock, there was like 4 or 5 people. By just before noon, there was about 14. So then, but it worked out because a lot of the people when they showed up needed rentals. Their player base down there is a lot of green players. So which is great. It's a great thing. People are coming. They were, oh God, Thomas is in chat. Someone ban him. Yes, but I think by the end, by midday, there was just around 20 that showed up for a Sunday. Again, a Sunday where most of us woke up and there was snow on the ground.
Yeah, that was the great. Let's take that step back. How many people were expecting to see actual snow on the ground? I know David chatted, do you have snow on the ground on Sunday? And I forgot that you were going to be at Crossfire, and I was at Champion Valley, and I was like, oh yeah, people are going to be out, and it melted, right? It melted by
Lakeville didn't have any
at that point.
Oh,
so far enough south. Okay.
I didn't see any snow, so I don't know.
Well, you're in Nebraska.
No, I was in Minnesota.
I had snow. I had snow in Minneapolis, though. Yeah, I definitely had snow. It was gone by 11.
Yeah, we had a good 1/4 inch on the ground in Buffalo. But they didn't have any in Lakeville apparently. It was still chilly. But it was a good time. That's the first time I've been to that field. I I like the aesthetics. I like the facilities. I like everything about Champion Valley as a whole. And I think with work, I think that can become a good airsoft destination.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays, David. Because in talking to Maxine, who is the general, did you meet Maxine, the general
Yep, I met
manager?
Maxine. Yep,
Delightful person who's
very
already
delightful.
joined our airsoft group and started chatting. Maxine said that they have had 70, 80 before, but that's kind of a more unique thing. And like when they have paintball, I don't know if they run bigger paintball events, but definitely they've had big numbers.
Yep.
So like it's not foreign, but for an airsoft point of view, they normally have that 20, 30-ish, it sounded like.
Mm-hmm.
So that like if we could start to bump those numbers, like all the fields, right? Like we just were talking about Crossfire had 30, 35 people on day opener. That's a field that runs great with 50. Like, and that, I mean, obviously the fields would rather have hundreds, but you know, it'll be hopefully the promotion that Airsoft Armory is doing. They're doing it differently than Crucible did. Crucible just kind of said, we're here on Sundays. Airsoft Armory, if you don't know, Erica is a promoter. Erica will promote. So we'll hear about it. Hopefully, live streams, the videos that we're doing, the community spreading the word will get out, and more people will try it. What I just wanted to note for when you go to a field, and this is my opinion, right? Refs will say, "Let's play blah blah blah." You always have a voice to say, hey, can we do this instead? They might shoot you down. The fellow players might shoot you down, but you always have a voice. Someone, I don't know if you saw it in Alex in the chat, someone was like, hey, like fast games were fast, but we do like 30-minute games. If I'm ever reffing, if Alex is ever reffing, if David's ever reffing, and you want to play something longer or try something weirder, just ask. Just say it. Like the refs are there to make sure you have a good time and then that you don't hurt yourself. But like, they're there, and if nobody has any ideas, then you get what you get. But always remember, you guys have a voice when you're at a field. Don't just eat it if you want to do something different. Can we try an hour-long game? Again, that might be a harder. I would do it. I would just tell everybody, hey, bring a loader with you. You're gonna play for an hour. I don't know what we're gonna do. But
for an hour though.
I mean, at that point, you're talking something objective driven. So I'd want to grab some objectives and have some like, have something that lasts.
Containers for an hour, or like.
Here's the interesting thing, and I'm interested in chat. If you're, if you're listening, like, if you're at Twin Cities Airsoft, could you just play containers shooting at each other deathmatch for an hour? Like that seems onerous to me. But some people might be like, yes, all I want to do is just keep shooting people over and over. I feel like at some point you just hit that attrition rate where either one team stalemates or one team steam rolls, or you just bang it into each other, line of contact. And I mean, again, but everybody likes something different, and that's fine. Oh, we're getting some comments here. My goodness gracious.
That's the most we've ever got at one time.
Whoa, slow down, chat. Jeez. But I mean, again, the point being, you have a voice. Don't be afraid to use it. I know some of you are finding your voice. You pay to play, and that's one of Alex's big issues about waiting so long to play. You're there to play. Let's play. Let's play what you want. Let's play on time. Champion Valley. Say.
I was gonna say, I'm curious, like when people spend the night at TCA, like.
David has spent the night at TCA mini, or at
so what, you just wake up and you just sit around until 11 o'clock?
Well,
yes.
Recovery might be a thing.
Well, no, because usually we're spending the night from Friday into Saturday.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's we didn't play unless. Okay, we won't talk about that, but no, it's usually get up, get breakfast, socialize with the other people. Last year's spring gag was, SMA was down there with others, so we're all hanging out, socializing, getting things ready, heckling, the opposing team as they arrive, and a lot of it is just I didn't have to get all my stuff as ready as I would if I were just showing up in the morning and getting ready to play. I could wait to, pull out my batteries or load my speed load. I was doing those kind of things after breakfast, and then, hanging out. Now, Sunday, on the other hand, I don't usually play the high intensity on Sunday. So that's packing up camp. And if I choose to play high intensity, we got to pack up camp because Project Echo and Night Stalkers, we camp in containers. They use containers during the high intensity part of Sunday. So they'll go play the other side of the field first and then let us, pack up camp and get moved to at least to the parking lot. So that takes some time.
So you can play in. So somebody just commented, can we use our voice if we don't start on time? Yes, 100%. But here's where I'll take my step back and be a little more political about it. Don't be a jerk. Like that's my golden rule in Airsoft. Don't be a jerk.
You wanted to use the D word.
Oh, I wanted to use so many words, but I'm trying to be careful in this stream because last stream I did 3 S words. This is where, and I've said it before to some of you have heard it before. Like, I'm a big feedback guy. I don't care what your feedback is. I don't believe in positive or negative. I will accept it that way. But how you say stuff matters. Like, if you go, why are we sitting around? We could be playing. That's a confrontational way. That's the way Alex does things. I'm just kidding, Alex. Kind of.
It is. So sometimes it is because I get frustrated.
Yeah, absolutely. You are frustrated. But if you go, hey, we'd like to start. We've been waiting too long. And then I would voice I don't care if there are people still showing up. I don't care if you haven't briefed everybody yet. We'd like to start again. Just that's me. And again, I'm that guy. I know that again, if I'm with Caleb or Alex, sometimes they are a little bit more colorful, animated. What's that?
I said animated too.
That animated. Yes, they're like a cartoon. But yes, always use your voice, guys. I pitched this idea a couple years ago and it kind of fell deaf, but I feel like nobody heard it. You have a voice. You guys got to use it. And, again, you're paying. It's all your money, guys.
I will say, you can also, if any one of the 3 of us are at anything and you feel that things ain't starting, you can always come to us and we'll go talk to,
absolutely.
If it's open play, we'll go, screw it. Blondie, can we go run some games? She'll usually say yes. Or Travis, briefing's done. Can we, anything. We, not to toot, the horn, but, that we have no problem using our voice.
And there are I'm sure, whatever field you go to, there are people who go, oh, those guys are always here. You know who the natural, I'm not going to say leaders, but I will say, but they are people who don't mind taking a little bit of charge to get things going. So if you're not sure, use your own voice. If you want to have someone else be your proxy, again, if you just sit around, here's how I'll frame it. If you just sit around and eat it, take it, then it's kind of on you. Right? Like, I know Alex has been in situations where he said stuff, nothing's happened, and that's why he's left. Because it's just not going anywhere. And sometimes that's what you have to do. But this is going back to that feedback. If that happens, I would DM Blondie. I would DM Darren and be like, or Travis, or Adam, or Erica and John. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm not calling anyone out specifically. If you don't let people know that you're disappointed in a politically correct, now you don't have to be that politically correct, in a constructive way, that's really on you guys.
I might have to take off. My work's calling me. I think I have to go back.
Oh my goodness. Well, Alex got to rant, which was the important part.
Hey, Alex, what's your hot take?
Yeah.
My hot take. Games start on time, guys. Don't you love it when you just show up and there's no game starting and you're waiting and 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 waiting?
Okay, you need to work on that a little bit, but I look forward to your hot take video.
All right, take it easy, guys. Buyers, everybody.
Yes, and what people are saying, oh, message retracted. Uh-oh, who knows what that was? I think, some people are saying that, yes, use your voice, don't be a jerk. That should be common sense. It isn't for everybody, but I think if you don't let it get to the point where you're super angry about it, you can be helpful, constructive, a useful encourager. I'm trying to think of all the supportive speak. Going back to Champion Valley, though. So I was out there 2 weeks ago. David was out last week. David will be working with Airsoft Armory as a referee. So he is actually a contract referee for the season. Do you know how many times you're going to go out? Once a month or something like that?
Right now I was on for last weekend. Most of the stuff I'm going out for is private events.
Private events, right? That's right. Because that's as I noted in the videos that I made for just kind of getting to know your field, Champion Valley. Sundays are open sessions, but if you want to do a private party, a birthday party, bachelor party, whatever it happens to be, corporate event, reach out to our Airsoft Armory, and I don't know the full scope if they'll do it on a Wednesday night, but here's the thing, I think they probably will. So just reach out to them if you want to do a private event that's not on a Sunday. And if you want to do it on a Sunday, you can still do it, but then you'll be part of the open session. So,
yeah, as far as I know, it's I can get confirmation, but it's any day of the week that works for them. They both have full-time jobs. Yep. They both have full-time jobs, but
and I assume Champion Valley would have to be in the mix as well, because Champion Valley does confirm waivers, they take the payments, they do all of that. So.
And they, from what my understanding, they're open from like 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 or something like that, Monday through Sunday.
Thomas, grind my gears is a trademarked phrase, or I would have used it, but that's 100% what I was going for my Airsoft hot take. That, and I do see that on Reddit a lot, like, here's my hot take, and I'm like, oh, but okay. So so here we are. It is April 22nd. All our local fields are open. All the ones that are going to be open, and the reason I say that is Southern Minnesota. They are probably going to start running sample games in the fall, I think, if everything keeps up with their schedule. But going back to the spheres of how far people travel, within our hour-long from the metro, and yes, I am being metro-centric, and I apologize for that, all the fields. So you got your Big Lake Tactical, never really closed. They've been open all season. Crossfire opened last weekend. Champion Valley opened 2 weekends ago. And Twin Cities Airsoft, again, they're like Big Lake Tactical. They don't really close unless the weather is terrible. So they've been open all year. So all our fields are open. Everybody has some place to play at this point. And so Champion Valley's only Sundays, other than private events. Everyone else is Saturday and Sunday, unless weather changes something.
Gabe, you coming up?
Gabe, are you going to Crossfire this Saturday? No, I don't think so. I'm either going to go to Twin Cities Airsoft to film my getting to know Twin Cities Airsoft. Yeah, if I'm going to do something Airsoft related, it'll probably be that. I am actually packing. We can start talking about this since we kind of talked about last weekend. I'm packing to go to South Carolina to play in Third Coast Airsoft's Operation Stonebreaker in South Carolina at GTI, the Government Training Institute. If you want to look up GTI in Barnwell, South Carolina, it is a never used nuclear waste. Whatever the D word is,
depot, depot.
No, to get rid of it.
Decommission.
I think that's what it was.
Decommissionary facility or something like that.
Something like that. And it's a great facility. I was there 2 years ago for a very small operation, which had like just about 100 players. And I thought it was wonderful. This Third Coast Airsoft game is like 400 people, 350 to 400. I believe that the Eastern Coalition has 5 Humvees, and I think we have 4 Humvees. I don't see Rich on here, but like it's a big deal. And Rich Cudahy, our local, I'm just gonna call him our local national MILSIM expert. That's something. Like, he told me straight out, he's like, when you go to the East Coast for Third Coast games, they're a lot more serious than, say, when we went to Texas to play at Fort Hood at Starburst. And so far, I can confirm they are much more organized, and they're much more like, I'm seeing so many messages about, here's how you do bounding Overwatch. here's how you pull firewall. Like there's like they hit you with a lot of stuff. They're very serious. I'm in the mindset of doing that this game. I am also a person who's like, I pay to play, or I'm paying to be there, kind of on the theme of what we just talked about. And sometimes I use that as my excuse of, if I go and I'm paying and I want to do nothing, piss off, leave me alone. I'm going to sit back at the fob. Why do you care? I will say at Third Coast games, and now for specifically for Stonebreaker, they really push you. They're like, hey man, get into this. Your mindset should be on the field all day. We're going to win by attrition. We're going to win, like that kind of thing. I'm accepting that mindset specifically for this game. So I'm altering my own. It's kind of rah right now, and it's not historically my thing, but I really like Sal and Third Coast guys. I really like Rich, who has, again, I'll say it, if you've never been to a Third Coast game and you're from the Midwest, specifically Minnesota, but like Rich wants you in his squad, Baker squad. He likes to be the gateway person into these larger milsim games. So like he's really big in like, yeah, if you're going to come and you're from the Midwest, reach out to me. I'll put you on Baker squad. I'll give you the greatest experience possible. He's actually with Alex and I, he's letting us do something different this year. Alex and I are going to be on a Vic crew. We're going to be in a Humvee most of the day. And the reason is because Rich is trying to train people to take that role so that it's not always one person's job. Because sometimes you want to be a door kicker. I'm super excited to be in a vehicle, not only because I'm lazy, but because I get to use my launchers. Like I'm bringing 4 launchers, I'm bringing 3, Alex is bringing 1. And they already had one for the vehicle. So we're going to have, that vehicle is going to have so many launchers in it. I hope we get lots of kills, but yeah.
It sounds like I want to go. Can we start a GoFundMe so I can go to Stonebreaker?
I mean, yes. Let's start a GoFundMe campaign to send David. I know David is planning on. He's hoping to go to Starburst in Texas.
It's happening. I don't care. If I have to sell a kidney, I will.
Perfect. And this is where I'll make that pitch. If there are other people who are thinking about going to a Third Coast Airsoft game, one, reach out to any of us, Alex, David, or myself, just because we're already kind of in the midst of planning or doing some of that. Rich Cudahy is always your resource. He will talk you through everything. He'll talk you through, oh, you want to drive down? If you want to fly, let us know. We'll talk about it. I think David's going to probably drive to Texas. But like there are people playing those games. As a side thing, it's not my jam, but like someone had posted about the South game, the Milsim West South game, and like, hey, is anybody driving? Like there are Minnesota players playing in national milsim games. They don't maybe talk about it as much on any of our regular social medias, but people are doing it. So if you're interested, just start asking and we can kind of fill you in on certain things. Is there any milsim West this year there that is close-ish? No, not at all. There is nothing in the Midwest that milsim West wants to deal with. I know Third Coast, and I say that because they like difficult sites. They like unique sites. And Minnesota just really doesn't have it. Some people go, Ripley. Having played Ripley several times, or having run and organized, Ripley doesn't have so much, to be honest. And they're really tight about their site. I ran games at Ripley for, 5-6 years. They were private, just for Minnesota Airsoft Association members and guests. And then they kicked us out. Not negatively, they just kicked out everybody. They don't allow any airsoft on their mount facility, which isn't bad. I don't think I could get 100 people in that mount facility. Maybe 150, 75 on 75, but like they're not interested. So going back to like the big national milsim organizers looking for sites, we just don't have anything really here. Our local sites are not appropriate for the logistics art. They don't have the parking. They don't have the bathrooms. They don't have, like, there's just problems. All the field, I know that both Twin Cities Airsoft and Big Lake are thinking about that. How could they host a larger game? But right now that's not ready. Third Coast Airsoft is looking for a site in the Midwest. So if you have a site, someone posted a school in North Minneapolis and were like, hey, what about this site? And Sal from Third Coast Airsoft reached in and was like, hey, tell us more about it. And I live in Northeast Minneapolis, right across the freeway from North. And I was like, no way is that ever going to happen. But, good on you for suggesting it. So they are looking for something in the Midwest. Alex Patarakis from Your Tactical is always looking for a place as well. So, people have places, ideas. The closest you're going to get to a milsim a game in the Midwest is American Milsim, has their Northern Front
June 6th.
6
June 6th.
on June 6th at
Yep.
Action Sports Wisconsin. That's the closest you're going to get. So if you want to play a milsim game, and if you're on our Facebook group, people have been talking about it. I've been pitching it. If you want to play milsim, American milsim at Action Sports Wisconsin on June 6th is the closest you're going to get. And then right outside of that, then I would say you're looking at Mere Tacticals games, whether that be at Sheboygan or Sky Shield, right? Like Sky Shield's probably more milsim.
Yeah.
David, I played both, but like
I haven't played Sky Shield yet.
Okay. Having played, that's what they want to do for Sky Shield, is they want to make it more milsimmy. But like milsim means, we could have a whole spin out on this too. Like milsim means different things to different people, but that's where you're going to have teams, uniform requirements, maybe role based guns, that kind of thing. So I'm just kind of looking at other chats too.
I think I have a plan to at some point do a Milsim West game, but I think I gotta work up to it. My GLP-1 has to work a little faster before.
So for those that don't know, Milsim West, Josh Warren, shout out to Josh. Part of Milsim West is the suck, because you hump everything in and you hump everything out. That's you play. It is a 72-hour straight. So like you're sleeping with your goggles on. You're gonna get shot, and like that's the thing. Like the suck is part of it. So if you are either former military and want to relive that, or if you're a young buck who's thinking about going in the military and you're like, yeah, I want to experience wearing a 50-pound ruck. That's the game. That's the whole environment for you, right?
They do have, I was browsing their website. They have an 18, a 48, and a 72. So
they have tiers. Like Mir has tiers too, right?
Yeah. So starting, find one of those 18 or 20-hour ones, but yeah.
Apollo mentioned that Sky Shield spawn points. Yeah, and actually one of the spawn points, like they're like you literally, if they keep the same ones, if you run with no interruption, you could actually be to the other spawn point in a minute. Like I don't even think it's 2 minutes. I think it's a minute. Like if you just ran full out and nobody stopped you, you'd be able to see the other spawn point. So that's a little weird. Here's the thing: if you've played Sky Shield and you have those questions, send that constructive feedback to Alex Patarakis. He's a great dude. He might go, hey, thanks, and then not do anything about it. But like, I would say something about it. Like when I was there, we got to a point where we dominated the other team so badly that they couldn't get out of their spawn. Like we controlled, and Sky Shield, that's a big location, but we basically had them surrounded, and they just called us off and then punched holes and were allowing it. But like, yeah, that was kind of that did not make for a great day for the other team. I'll just tell you that much, right?
I will say that I will be doing Airsoft After Dark from the field. We are now set up that we will Saturday in between the day game and the night game, if they are running a night game, we will be sitting down and doing so. If anybody's there, so I know they've been pushing night games here and there. I know they do one at Sheboygan.
A lot of people want to. It's because everybody wants a silo because they're so cool.
Or three.
Or
I have 2 silos and a regular, and I'm gonna buy more. Question. I'm going to try to see if it is possible to get Alex to come sit in on Airsoft After Dark. And so if you guys join, those are questions you can ask right there, and we might even try to do something Friday night and maybe get things ahead of time.
Like, and the thing I'll say is, like, all the organizers I've ever talked to, they have a plan depending on how much staff. Like, they have an idea what they want to happen. So, like, saying, "Hey, you should change this," and expect to change that year, probably not. But any feedback you give during, after, like I feel like every player should send an after action report at some level to the organizers when they're done. I had a great time, was the best game I ever played. That's fine. I had some issues. Here's where it was, and being, polite about it. Like, if you're going to be a jerk, then just don't bother. But like, help these guys. Like, as an organizer myself, I've run games and I'm like, hey, what's the feedback? And if I hear crickets, then as far as I know, it was the perfect game. And then I'm all in my own head because I'm like, oh shit, that didn't work out. Oh, there was the first one. So
I'm putting a beep button in.
yeah, we did a dump button. Sorry
It's all
for
good.
my potty mouth.
It's March, not for kids. We're fine. It's Airsoft. We
And
got
it is entertaining.
We got Thomas saying he's going to go shoot kids. So
yeah, on video. FBI, look for him. Well, it's just before 8. I do want to bring up the surrender rule because I'm just interested in people's impressions of this. So on the Discord, for those that don't know, Minnesota Airsoft Association has a Discord channel. For those that don't know, Project Echo has a Discord channel. For those that don't know, there's a ton of airsoft channels for local players. So
links in the description.
Yep. So if you're interested in finding out more about our local community, YouTube, Facebook, Discord, Instagram, I mean, we're all over and have varying levels of success. But a discussion very briefly came up on the Minnesota Airsoft Association Discord about bang rules. So just as a reminder, what bang rules are is if you're within a minimum engagement range, mostly usually 10 feet, you don't shoot somebody, you say bang, bang, or surrender. And some fields say you have to take that. Some fields say wait 3 seconds, and if they don't respond, you can shoot them. Some fields, and we'll go into the fields that have what rules, say don't do that at all. Just shoot them. Just don't be a jerk. Once again, shoot them in the backpack, shoot them in the boots, shoot them somewhere where they're not going to, get hurt. But bang rules. Do you like them? Do you use them? Do you find them to be more complicated than they need to be? I feel, and this is now I'm getting personal, like sometimes when I hear how the referees are describing what to do or not to do, I think they make it worse. And I say this as the person who brought bang rules to Minnesota from Hawaii, Airsoft Hawaii, the oldest airsoft club in the United States. I took that rule from them and California. California took it from Hawaii, and I brought it back because at the time it seemed like a really good thing. We were much smaller. I was worried about kids, and I still am now, right? Like I am, but I think it's caused more problems recently. The community's bigger. Like people have come to blows over this. So, David, you're a relatively new player. So you'll be a year somewhere midsummer.
No, it'll be 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August. Okay. Yeah, it'll be 2 years in August.
So you see, your teeth are getting long. So, how do you feel about bang surrender rules?
I feel they have a time and a place. If I'm personally, I use that if I know I straight up have someone dead to rights, I will say, hey, I got you. Do you want to surrender or am I going to shoot you? Kind of thing. Now someone's willy-nilly running around, blah, 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 and just, with a pistol, just shoot, but there's a few times that I've already used it that I've came around a corner and someone had their back to me, and it's like, I just tap them with my barrel and go, you want to, you're dead. I'm not gonna shoot you in your back, especially, if they're not wearing the plate carrier, not wearing a backpack, and it's gonna, if they got a backpack on or something, I'll shoot them, but I think there's a time and a place for bang rules. And again, don't be a jerk.
And I think I like what everything you just said, and someone on the chat said the same thing. Leave it up to the player. Part of this is experience. If you are, and when I say experience, I'm not only talking airsoft experience, I'm talking age experience. Like I've seen some people flat out panic. And that's when people start unloading, right? Like I came around a corner, oh my God, there's a guy, blah, 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 blah. Like, ugh. I don't blame them necessarily, but like in a world where if it's a full moon on a Saturday in a leap year, Like if you make those rules too complicated, players who don't have that much experience, whether it be maturity or airsoft experience, I don't think they can process all that on so quickly. If it's David, full auto. I agree with that. I will just say, Apollo, the reason that Twin Cities Airsoft changed their rule to be more optional and or get rid of bang was because a couple of the old MAA guys were like, you should get rid of this. Because they'd had a couple incidents where people, again, got real angry about surrender. They didn't surrender. They didn't surrender. They didn't surrender. And both people were like, whoa, like tried to John Woo. And I say John Woo, and I don't even know that anybody knows what John Woo means anymore, but like they tried to matrix it and try to do a backflip and shoot the guy behind them. Or surrender, surrender, surrender. 1, 2, you didn't say anything. And they opened up on him. Either or, that's why that optional thing, again, you got to realize people got to process that. That's why I don't like it anymore. Personally, I am just going to shoot you. I'm also not going to rush in and try to get as close as possible to shoot you, which a lot of players do. A lot of people, they're like, I'm rushing. And they go into a room and they're like, pop, 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 and you're all within 4 feet. And people are like, oh my God. Like, there's a time and place, like David said. And I think also you really got to think about the golden rule, do unto others, right? Like that you want done to yourself. And if you're like, I'm a badass, people are going to shoot me in my face as much as they want to. That's just you. That is not the general golden rule for everybody.
But I wish the dude at Sheboygan would have banged me. He came around the corner in a room and pretty much stuck his barrel in my face and shot me in the nose and blood instantly. There was another dude that took one and we had to pop a BB out of his chin.
Yeah, like, and I feel like saying bang bang and not shooting them is also totally valid. But if I do that, it's not optional anymore. Like if I do that and I've got like you were saying, David, if I get the drop on you and I'm in my mind enough to come around a corner and I see you right there and I go bang bang bang, and let's say you shoot me, then we're both dead. But like, there's got to be some acceptance as a player. And I think we all know airsoft players, or we've played with airsoft guys who their ego is so tied up into the game. They can't believe they got shot. They can't believe you got the drop on them. That can be an issue. But I'm just looking to see what other people are saying. Yeah, again, if they have a plate carrier, shoot that. Yeah, I totally agree. Like a lot of the times, that's why I will end up shooting people in the shoes and the boots, because I'll be honest, a lot of you all are wearing clunky ass boots, so I know it's thick.
But definitely, yeah. You know, my personal belief is don't be a jerk. Use your judgment, especially you come around the corner and you see someone that's 4 foot, and I'm not gonna light them up. I'm the type of player, if I see some kid running across the field and I got him dead to right at 40 feet, I'm still probably not going to pull the trigger just because I want the kid to have a good time. And then there's other times going,
this is the interesting. Yeah, this is that interesting argument. Like, and I say this a lot, and I think it was Charles Barkley once who, like, that they said everybody who's in the NBA is an ambassador to the NBA. And Charles Barkley was like, I'm not an ambassador. Don't put that on me. So when I've said for airsoft, we are all ambassadors of this game. I get it. Not everybody wants that. Some people just want to bang. They just want to shoot people. And I said bang, meaning shoot people, not bang, bang. But like, I get it, but always think about yourself, right? And when I say that, that's not in a selfish way. Like, do you want some guy just ripping you a new one? Lighten up your face, lighten up your head, lighten up, your neck, your hands, all the soft spots. Just, again, back to don't be a jerk.
Well, and you also have to think about it too. If you're running an SMG and you're able to full auto and you come around that corner, now you've shot that person 6-7 times. Whereas if someone has an AR, the AR might be shooting a little hotter. But I'd rather get hit with one hot BB than 7 minor BBs.
Yeah, because I mean, at that range, you're not going to be able to tell 1 joule versus 1.5 joule. It's all just going to be, right? And to be clear, this is for games that have role-based gun rules.
Yes.
Which ends up being a lot of the Milsim games. I've been trying to push that to our local fields a little bit more, and I think you might see that more for the different events. But yeah, ego in a BB war is pretty ridiculous. Thank you. I don't disagree. I mean, we're all a bunch of doofuses running around with toy guns, and expensive or cheap doesn't matter. Kits, we're all playing a game. Like I don't necessarily go over all the LARPing, only because I've played some actual LARPing against the games now, and I'm like, oh no, that what they're doing or what I'm doing are different. But we all are just out to have fun. So, huh. I'm wondering if, I mean, we've had some good engagement, but generally people don't seem. So, all right, let's do this. Who has bang/surrender rules and who doesn't? Twin Cities Airsoft technically doesn't have one, but they will give you that, give them an offer, and if not, shoot them. So, like, still a little bit more of a judgment call, a little bit more trust of their players to do the right thing. But technically, they do not have a bang rule anymore. Crossfire does have a bang rule, and I was just there last Saturday, and it was in their safety briefing. On paper, Big Lake Tactical has a bang rule, very standard, nothing within 10. If you get that close, bang, bang, you know. And, you know, I actually like Big Lake Tactical specifically says bang kills shouldn't be your primary method of elimination. And this is specifically going to those people who will run into a bunker and go, bang, 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 you're all dead. Crossfire does a similar thing where they're like, if you go into a bunker and there's 5 guys, you don't get to kill them all. Like, I think that makes it confusing, but there it is. Champion Valley does not have one. And we were talking about it. I feel like their field plays differently. So getting the drop could still happen, but it's a lot less because there's a lot more open movement. Like, if someone's really concentrating on a corner, you're totally going to be able to flank them. But this is where I think you can engage them from a farther off point and maybe not, you know, turn a corner and see them right there. So yeah, that was all 4 of our regular local fields. So of the 2 and 2. And I think those of you, and I'll post this for anybody in the chat, like Big Lake, while they have that rule, I don't remember hearing about it, and I know people get shot close up. The larger thing should be, you know, try not to be a jerk, whatever the rules are. But
we need a new patch. Don't be a jerk.
I mean, if we're gonna do it, we might as well shoot for the moon. You know, go a little harder on the text. But
okay.
Yeah. Air hole. Don't be an air hole.
Oh,
we can wordsmith that. That.
We'll have a focus group, a planning committee after.
Hot take: meat shields. What do you mean, James? I mean, piling in front of some plus-size gentleman in front of you who's already dead and letting him absorb all the hits? I'm anti that, as I usually end up being the meat shield, and I usually end up being in front and getting shot first.
Well, because you're the one out there running around going, "There's a technical, let me get him."
Yeah, I will run into danger just to get a tank kill, because that's different. Yes, I am running in
bang roll on technicals.
I love it. I love it.
You just walk up and slap the side of their.
Yeah. So Thomas is saying he has ran no bang rules with the last 2 games he's run, and running games on time. So this is I think more prevalent in larger milsim games, which again Thomas is trying to bring a taste of milsim. Night Stalkers with Nightshade are bringing a taste of milsim in. I think generally this year specifically, but last year actually had it quite a bit too. The concept of some more of those milsim, and we're going away from bang rules. The concept of some milsim rules, so role-based gun rules, medic rules that are actually more than just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Though that's still a mechanism, but making use of tourniquets, whether they be real or fake ones. I think we're going to see more of that for the larger events. And I made this hot take at a field. Every field is trying to have a hook, and I get it. It's everyone's trying to get butts in the seats, as it were. When everything is a big event, nothing's a big event. So like, just kind of be watching. If you can only play once a month, one big event, just really look at what that content is and go, oh, okay, that's a themed game, but the price is the same. I know that Big Lake has their high intensities. I'm sorry, Twin Cities Airsoft has their high intensities. Big Lake has, and they're Minnesota's best airsoft. They have other events that they're doing as well. I know that Eric and John with Airsoft Armory and Champion Valley are planning to do a mid-month bigger game. But again, what does that mean? That, I think for the organizer, that just means they're planning something bigger. Does that mean that they're going to get 100 players? That doesn't mean, like that's where it shifts. You never know what kind of crowd you're going to get, but people are trying to do promotional stuff to get you all interested. So take that in, keep that in mind when you're picking your places to play.
And speaking of picking places to play, I implore everybody, make sure you get down to Champion Valley and check it out, being that, it's one being run by a different group, and you get a little different feel, and it's gonna help out and make things bigger.
Yep. And this is where I'll do one of my hot takes, and I'm going to do a separate video maybe for next week before I go to Stonebreaker. My hot take this week was going to be, you can't say best if you haven't been. So as it pertains to fields, you can't say best if you've not been to all of them. I talked to a guy at Big Lake who was like, this is the best field. And I was like, oh, have you played the other fields? And he's like, no, I mean to. And I was like, how long have you been playing? And he'd been playing for years, but Big Lake was the best. And I was like, dude, that means that you like Big Lake. Cool. Totally get it. You cannot say definitively something is the best if you have not tried all the options. I have the same hot take for people who like guns. I have the short Lev R15, the Lev R7. It is the best gun ever. Do you have any other guns? No, I don't. I only have this gun, but it's the best. Shut up. Straight up, shut up. You can say you like something, but don't use the word best unless you have tried everything. And that's where there are guys out there who are high kappa experts, who are AAP experts, but if you're an M4 or an AK guy, there are hundreds of models, manufacturers. There's no best M4. Shut up. That doesn't make any sense to me. But so my hot take is, if you haven't played all the fields, you should. And you might go to a field and be like, yeah, no, I was right. Twin Cities Airsoft is the best field. I love it the best. Cool. But try them all. And try them all. And I say that, we only all have so much money, so much time. You got to, there are closer fields. There are farther fields. Champion Valley, it's 30 minutes from me. It's easy to go there. Going to Twin Cities Airsoft or Crossfire for me is about the same. It's about an hour. Okay. So there's a timing connected with that. David, you live 15 minutes from Big Lake.
And
so Big Lake's a place,
and 30 from Crossfire. And guess what?
Right?
Guess where I've never played? That'll change.
And
Saturday.
I know you are intending to, right?
Yep.
You are intending on really spreading your wings a lot this year, and nationally, you're for being in for 2 years, you're really spreading your wings pretty quickly. But so someone did comment, again, just try all the fields. You cannot compare Big Lake and Champion Valley. They are both airsoft fields, but they have different features. They are going to play differently, but you should still try them both to figure out, oh yeah, no, okay, that's a little, Big Lake has trenches and more woods. Champion Valley plays much faster. It's a lot of barricades and open space. Yes, they're different, but now you have an educated opinion about it. Informed. How about that? Not educated, informed. Informed opinion about it.
My hot take.
Exactly, James.
You want to hear my hot take for this week? I'm probably going to do a video on it. Case your weapon. Your replica should be in a case. If it's in your car, if you're walking from your house to your car, if you're walking from your car to the field, put it in a case. Whether or not you go and buy a Pelican case or off-brand hard case and wheel it around.
Case.
Whether or not you do a soft case. Hey, guess what? You can even do it in the box that it came in.
Yep.
Or, worst comes to worst, use the Midwest Airsoft Convention rules. Put it in a garbage bag. I've seen a couple videos online. Yeah, I've seen a couple videos online. BZ's Airsoft did a video about this, and that's where I got my idea from. But there's been a couple people that, in Europe that use public transportation to get their thing and have been arrested. Or it's sitting in your back seat of your car, and you go pull up to Yeah, Timu case will work. People put it in the backseat of their car and they're sitting at the gas station. Someone walks by and sees a mean looking, fully automatic military style weapon in the backseat of your car. Next thing you know, you have 6 cops there. Make sure you case your weapon, your replica. I say replica.
Yeah,
No matter how you do
I think so. You saw a video, but also the more reffing you do, when you see people walk into a field. And again, so if I'm at Champion Valley and I just watch a guy go from the parking lot, walk down the hill, and they just got their gun out, or their gun hanging out of a backpack, and this is Crossfire, like Twin Cities Airsoft, you're basically staging from your car, so it's kind of hard to tell from there. But any place where you actually have to move from your parking to where your staging is, and you just see guys, again, when we were at Crossfire, some guy had his gun, he was holding it, didn't have a barrel blocker, he put a glove on. So I'll also pitch, if you have a case, use a case. If you don't have that, at least, and you're at a dedicated airsoft field, at least have a barrel blocker, which is rules. It's in the rules, and they're like $5. Like, right? Like, that's insane to me. Realize that to the public, nobody knows that these are toys. Right? Like, and in today's political climate, come on, guys.
You're going to get shot by a real gun.
Yeah. Well, and then hear about, we're all ambassadors of the game. You're screwing it up for everybody. And I think, again, depending on your age, like Crossfire, I know Champion Valley is going to be this way too. You have parents bringing their children to a game for the first time. And I know that's not your business. Like, you're just there to shoot people. Okay, I get it. But like, see it from someone else's point of view. There were a couple of mothers, positive, actual birthing mothers, at Crossfire who brought their kids, and that changes my tone for the day. Because now I'm like, well, I'm not going to be as colorful as I normally would be, or at least I try to be careful. And they see things, they're looking, and if they look and they see a bunch of, again, chuckleheads, just pointing guns at each other and laughing like a bunch of dillweeds, like that affects them, and now they're not going to let their kids play. And that's the future, right? So again, I'm just saying, be smart about it. It's a great rant. I hope you make that video. You can make the video for the hot take for next week. Yeah, like, and it's not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket surgery. And it's not even that much money. This is where, guys will spend so much money on one thing and then not spend $20 on a case. Come on, guys.
Timu has them. You can get them cheap. But again, like Scott just said there, he lost his barrel blocker. He put a go. At least, yes, it's not technically, most fields don't allow it. But in a pinch, if you're coming off the field and it fell out of your pocket, yes, put something over. Put your hand over it. Put your hat over it. Protect. Staging, people aren't wearing iPro. Protect the barrel.
And how many people do they say don't dry fire, and then you hear people dry firing everywhere? Like, this is a thing where if you know that you're in the error, you're going to be more careful. This is really driven towards those people who just they haven't put the connection together. I'll also say, and I have a bunch of Crossfire ones for free that I'm just going to start bringing to games. And yes, I'm old. I have like 20 barrel blockers. When I go to a game, I always bring 3. Even if I'm only bringing one gun, because my buddy might not have one. If a stranger doesn't have, and again, that's me. I'm there to help out people if I can. I bring extra dead rags as well. But like, if you don't, one is none. How about that? Let's all play Navy SEALs for the day, but make it for safety equipment. If you only have one set of goggles, also, I'm just going to say, sometimes start thinking what happens when you forget you're one of something. Like, that can be real nerve-wracking.
I still think barrel blockers are going to be a great marketing tool. I'm just gonna get a shipment of Project Echo or MA barrel block and just start handing them out to everybody I see not using them.
I want to look at the price point, but like when I went to Champion Valley on opening weekend, I just gave away 19 dead rags. And some kids were like, "Oh, we're returning these." And Erica was like, "No, those are for you." I think there's a point, and so I'm interested too, David. Like, I want to find the price point on what a barrel blocker costs, but like, it's real. They're consumables from my point of view. Like, you should have more than one. They should be super affordable, and I believe they are. Like, I think they're like $5. at most fields. So
yeah, most fields
I
$5.
think,
I have one from every field just to
yeah.
and then I keep them in a little old other like 10,000 round, Lancer tactical BB jug, and they're in a bin so that but there's always one in it. Every single one of them pair of my pants, have one in it. There's two in my case, that I put on right away as soon as I take my case out. It, have them, buy them. Every time you see, you see it, you go somewhere new or do something, just buy one. Yes,
And
Apollo.
so here's that fun. Yeah, Apollo, here's the funny thing. We've been selling dead rags for 15 years, but we only sell them at like conventions. And other than that, I just give them away. Like I usually just have a stock that I just say, hey, here's another hot take. We ready? If a field says you need to use dead rags and all you do is carry it but never use it, what's the point of that rule? Like, I have a dead rag, I pull it out, also because I'm reinforcing a rule that I helped start. But like, there's so many people who are like, I have one. Why aren't you using it? I got shot. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Oh, and at fields they'll go, if you have a dead rag and you don't use it and you keep getting shot, that's on you. That's a cop out. That's a cop out. That's a global cop out.
Here's a hot take.
Rag.
Here's a hot take for anybody running a game coming up soon, maybe June 20th. If your dead rag's not out, you're still alive.
Oh, I have to. Thomas, where's the Magnum barrel blocker? Hold on, I'm gonna go get it.
Okay. I honestly think that, you know what, if you're not using your dead rag, I have one that you can. I bought it on Amazon or something. It was like $4, and it attaches to my plate carrier. You just, as soon as you get shot, you pull it. Boom, dead. You can put it on your head, pull it. Mere Tactical has theirs with, my lord.
So I actually bought these for my rotary guns because they're larger. But there you go. There's your Magnum large size cover, and here's your size matters. These are from Social Paintball Social. Either way, and I bought like 8 of these. I also own 8 rotary
Mini
guns. So, but like, yeah, there you go. Magnum barrel condom. How clever are you? Like I think both David and I have been looking at a lot of merch. And actually you can talk about your merch too. Like, it's trying to find something, but it's also, I feel like the fields have them. So if you lose it, buy another one while you're there. Maybe we'll try to get some stuff out too. It's good promo. Like, I have a Boxman Airsoft barrel cover because Boxman did that a couple years ago, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. So, it happens. I have gone to games where I only brought one. I also have gone to national games where barrel blockers are not a thing.
They're not a thing in Sheboygan.
When I go to Third Coast, they are not a thing. Because they expect you to, when you go to a larger Milsim game, they expect you to be a grown-up. Yeah. That doesn't mean much because people still do stupid stuff. But I don't bring one. I absolutely do not. I'm running.
I have them with. There's still the one in my pocket just in case. But again, replica discipline.
Yep.
Treat it like a real gun.
That's really the king. Yeah. Right. Like, so you were military. Hey, David, what did you do in the military?
I did a few different things, but technically my MOS was a mechanic.
Okay. So like, this is crossing over, and I'm also looking at the time when I was working with Eric Pekizer and at QSI, Quorum Security Incorporated. And so shout out to our buddy Eric Pekizer, who is an airsoft player, has been an airsoft player for 20 plus years. He does a real steel firearms thing. I actually got out of airsoft for probably like 10, 11 years because I was working with him as a range officer and then, an instructor. Like, military guys go to safe anytime they're not shooting. Doesn't matter. Like, that is so drilled into you in the military. And I say that only because I've seen a lot of military guys do that in classes. I'm not a military guy. My rule, and this is also what was taught to me, so that's why it's in my rule. The second I put 2 hands on a weapon, my safety's off. I'm ready to bang right away. That is a different thing. And we would try to tell the military guys, and they were like, nope, I just cannot get my head around that. So like, the second, if I have one hand on my gun, safety's on. Doesn't matter which hand is on. If I'm non-slung, if I'm just slung, safety's on. The second I put 2 hands on a gun, because I'm also not going to put 2 hands on a gun unless I'm getting ready to use it because I'm lazy. That my safety comes off right away. That is a personal thing. But think about just your muzzle discipline. How many of you went to AirCon and got flagged all day at AirCon? From people who you were like, oh, you're a grown-up, not kids. You're a grown-ass man and you're flagging everybody. Oh, it's just a toy. Like, it's just a toy is right up there if you go to a gun show and people go, it's not loaded. Shut up. I
Treat
hate
every
that.
weapon like it's loaded, because then you never have an accident.
There you go. One of the four golden rules of firearms. So, wow, we had a lot of hot takes. We went on some tangents.
We can keep going on tangents if they keep talking.
I mean, Dumb Airsoft, thanks for coming in. Hot take. Don't complain about getting overshot within reason, of course, but that's what we signed up to do. Yeah. So, like, that's an interesting thing. And so you're just coming in, Tristan. We were talking about bang rules and how some places have them, some places don't. And like how there's an expectation you're going to get shot, but there's also like some common courtesy that comes from being an experienced player or a mature person who's just like, oh, I'm not trying to mess people up. Like, if you're aggressive, you are going to get in those close quarters situations. And that is where, honestly, again, I would rather rush a room and take a single shot on somebody and not go bang, bang, bang. And it's not because I'm trying to, not get seen or not get heard. It's because when I'm moving that fast, I just want to take out the threat and I want to continue to move. I'm not being a jerk. I'm trying not to be a jerk. Right. But, I think you just gotta, again,
thinking on that too. It's just popping in my head that sometimes I don't do it for the simple fact is I think in the back of my head, if I try to rush this room, yeah, I can say bang all I want. What happens if I go to rush that room and I go to shoot someone and like we're talking, my finger slips and now I put that gun on safe, or they do get the drop on you, and hey, so no bang rule, anything can happen. You could have someone dead to rights, and next thing you know, you go to pull that trigger, and guess what? I forgot to reload my magazine, and I was empty.
Yeah.
So
and this is why, and this like Big Lake specifically has a part of their bang rule is if your gun is empty or your battery's not charged, you can't claim bang unless your gun's operational. How do you enforce that?
Let me take out the checklist here. Do you have a battery and it is charging your gun? Check. Okay.
Check. I am accepting this bang rule.
Here's the signature, and there you go is your certificate.
Notary, please. Ka-conk. Yeah,
I need a witness over here.
In a game that has a lot of safety rules for a reason, having extra rules, I would offer, can be confusing to players. Right? Like, I think trusting your players is also something that you have to, like, again, trust is earned. It's not just straight out implied consent. And I say that because that was a phrase from the Galactic Civil War event at Action Sports a couple weeks. Huh? Yeah, like there's, and then actually when I mentioned that is like, is there like not everybody knows what that means, and that's a varying level too. Like, we do sign up for it, you do, but is the 14-year-old kid who was its first game, does he even know that yet? I get it.
Hey, I watched Alistair almost get domed, but the guy decided to. No, he was playing this week.
Oh, was he playing that day?
He was playing this week. And the guy came up over, stood up, and there's Alistair trying to head down, looking over here. And he's like, dude, you're dead. And he goes, there's no bang rule. And the dude's like, I'm not shooting you in the top of your dome. You're wearing just a baseball cap. And I'm standing there going, dude, Alistair, he's being nice. You're dead.
And not to call out Alistair specifically, but that's the kind of stuff I worry about. Our very good friend Chris Goose MK3, who gives away many glorious things at convention. He is the OG Minnesota player and dealer. He doesn't. If you give him the choice, he will never surrender. He does not believe in it. So you just got to shoot Chris. Here's me saying, if you ever get the drop on Chris, and it will not happen often, but if you get the drop on him, you better just shoot his ass.
Bang rules
'Cause if
have a
not-
3-day waiting period.
For some games, that's how long it takes to get on the field. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. That was a different hot take. But
Where's Alex?
yeah, he's coming. He heard it and he's going to jump back in just so he can rant again.
Oh, we love you. We love you, dumb
yeah.
Airsoft. Oh, but no, it's crazy.
I was going to say, dumb Airsoft. We met Tristan. Say yes if that is if you want me to say that name. I think we already talked about this. So if you are a streamer, whether it's live or you're doing footage from games, and you want to work together, if you want to collaborate, or if you just want us to shout out to you and give us your logo, so that we can share it when we're talking about stuff, do that. David and I have been, and so I'll just say David has been helping me out greatly because I'm an old man and technology scares me. It's not true, but I just don't know a lot.
As he's
we
an
are
IT
doing
guy.
this. What's that?
As
yeah,
an
as an
Azure
IT
and
guy. It's
as
not
an
that
IT
kind
guy.
of IT guy. We do this because we love the game. So I've been doing this for 30 years because I love the game. I'm just trying to get the word out. I benefit in no way because nobody even knows my name most of the time. I'm just, again, con guy or YouTube guy. Like, we want to support everybody. So if you're a streamer and you have good content and you're not a jerk, I'm going to throw that rule out too. Let us know. If we all elevate each other up, Airsoft in the Midwest, Airsoft in Minnesota, everything gets elevated. And then we get better. And then maybe, as people were asking, hey, what's the closest milsim? Maybe we'll start getting more attention. Like the fact, I'll go back to Con, the fact that EVIC gave us prizes was a real win this year, because EVIC has normally been like, Midwest. A lot of places are like, Midwest. We have a big player base here, guys. So, again, if you're a streamer, if you're a content maker, shout out to our friend Ebe, who was at Champion Valley on Sunday.
Yep.
We want to work with you, brother. Not only because you got millions of viewers and we have 150.
I still can't find his actual YouTube channel, though. Did you find it yet?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did. We'll look at it again. But again, if you're a streamer and you want to work with us, or just like say, hey, can I call you out? You can call me out. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do all of that. We want to work with people. We're trying to get everything up. Thomas already knows this because we've already been working with him. I'm the field jerk. My filter went up. I was going to say something entirely different related to jerk. If you're a game organizer and you want to run something, or you're running something and we don't know about it, tell us. We'll interview you. Like Thomas actually wasn't going to be able to be on stream tonight, because we'll still do it at some future point. We want to do after action reports for any game, larger event. So we'll make sure to get the Night Stalkers in before Nightshade. We'll get Thomas in before more of his games. We're probably going to reach out to 6 Mil Mando to talk about Galactic Civil War. Like, our whole purpose, like tonight we didn't have much. We just were kind of riffing tonight. It was kind of an open list of items. But like, we want people to know what's going on in the community. So if that's you, and you want to reach out to David or myself or Alex via YouTube, via DMs, through Discord, through Instagram, through whatever method of social media you find most pleasing to you, Thomas Jerk, jerky. Just reach out to us. We'd love to work with you. And I don't even know what that means yet, but all I'm saying is we're willing.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? So,
say something, but now old man syndrome kicked in and I forgot. Hey, look, a squirrel.
yeah. Once I get to ranting, there you go.
Yeah, just reach out. Definitely reach out. And no, yes, I think what's his face was always out at Big Lake. Something media.
Yacht Club.
Yeah,
So that's Andrew. Yeah, Andrew at Yacht Club Media. Andrew got a different job. He's busy, and his dad still plays. I see his dad all the time. And last time I saw him, I was like, hey, where's Andrew? Because actually, at Andrew's dad showed up, Yacht Club Media. If you're not familiar with Yacht Club Media on Airsoft, he's the reason I bought it. It's not there anymore. He's the reason I bought my Bullcraft Industries MP7, because he did a great review at Big Lake of it, and that sealed the deal for me. Check out his channel, but life happens, right? Like, so
yeah, I saw him.
He wasn't able to even go to con.
was it Father's Day weekend last year at Big Lake? He was back out. You know, he's like, I didn't bring anything big. He goes, he brought a GoPro on a selfie stick and was like, I need to get some more footage, you know, this and that. But yeah, didn't see him. But and back to the fact that's now I remember what I was going to say. Back to the fact of people wanting to go to bigger events. As you support everybody then can, you know, do more. You know, as our YouTube channels get bigger, you know, there's the possibility of, you know, partnerships and sponsorships that we can then piff off into the community. You know, e-bike might start giving stuff for, you know, or I might get a wild hair up my butt and I might end up buying the school bus that I'm thinking of buying. And you know, now we can all road trip in the school bus to events. And again, community, everybody supporting everybody, you know.
And this is cycles. Like when the MAA was just the MAA and there wasn't like everybody who was playing Airsoft in Minnesota was part of the MAA, we rented tour buses and we went down to Missouri to play, you know, we for anybody, I don't think any of the old crew, maybe Bradley is like, we used to hook up a PlayStation and play Tekken on our way down and back and watch movies. So like everything cycles through, people go in and out. Like we just talked about Andrew. Scott just mentioned, do we have any big streamers? Currently, everybody's growing again. So 4 or 5 years ago, we had quite a few. We had Boxman. Yacht Club actually came later. I'm trying to remember all the people. Like we actually had a table at Con 3 or 4 years ago, that the 4 biggest streamers at the time, and they had good numbers. Life happened. I don't know if they got married. I don't know if they got new jobs. I don't know if they just got out of Airsoft.
Damn marriage.
But yeah. I mean, hey, I'm single. That's why I get to keep doing this. Like they come and go like anything else, right? And even us, David and I are like, to make content, to post content, it's work, right? It's work for fun. So we don't have anybody who's probably if I'm thinking about it, we don't have one. Right? It might be you, dumb Airsoft, with your 150 followers, because I only have 143. So you know, we're growing again. That's I think what David and I are talking. Like we're regrowing. Ooh, coming for you, dumb Airsoft.
You passed me.
By the way, like and subscribe.
Yes.
Smash subscribe.
Below are all the links.
Like I will probably do some kind of, you know, begging ploy on every social media again. That's just basically like, hey, did you know we have a YouTube? Please like and sub. Now that we're doing these weekly rundowns, I feel like that's really valuable as well.
And that's it. This right now, as it stands right now, is going to be a Wednesday 7 p.m. standing.
Yes, going back to the original, we are going to start. This is Wednesday at 7. That's now our standing time frame that we can do this. Some might be short, some might be long, some will have guests, some will just be David and I and all of you. You know, this is probably the most interaction we've had. So again, thank you everybody for jumping in.
We do appreciate it 100%.
Yeah, and if you have topics you want us to cover,
it helps everything.
Yeah, and if you have topics you want us to cover in the future, great, send them our way. Well, and again, those topics just start us talking, and then we'll look at you and what you're chatting about, and you know, we'll get into it. But you know, what do you want to see? That is PG-13. Are we?
Yeah, Thomas
R allows you to say the F word. So maybe
PG-13 allows you one F-bomb.
One F-bomb. Okay, so we'll say PG-13 for now, even though we are talking about Thomas shooting children. Once again, FBI. His name is Thomas. Find it. Yeah, Thomas Skurzik 8486 on YouTube.
And he's a brand new house with barely any countertops. Go rate it.
I almost swore again, but I didn't. But it wasn't an F-bomb, so we're still PG-13. Nate jumped in. Hey, welcome, Nate. Community 100%. All the fields and the players have something valuable to contribute. Yes, you are speaking our language, sir. That is 100% how we feel about this. And again, we all do better if we all elevate how we play, where we play, what we ask for, what we expect. Dare I go back to my expect more thing? And that's for everybody. Expect more from their fields, expect more from your players. Everybody, let's just be better about it. And I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever been to a game, like, sure, some people get a little animated, but I see so much like, hey, I'll help you. Like at Crossfire, there were several players who were like, with new kids who were like, just roll with us. We'll show you how to play. That happens a lot, guys. Like maybe that's Midwest nice, Minnesota nice, if I'm being super uber specific, but I'll say Midwest nice because I'm trying to broaden our horizons. I don't see that everywhere. Hmm. Yeah, no, I mean I see it a lot in the Midwest because I'm in the Midwest, but it's an airsoft thing. Welcoming in those new players, bringing those new players in. That's what builds this community. And as the oldest fart in this stream, followed by a very shortly. I mean, you still got some wrinkles there, 40 something. Like we need the younger.
4D.
What's that?
4D. 40.
I mean, your eyes haven't started to go, but they're gonna. We want the new players to come in. We want them to have a good time. Again, whether it be not shooting them, not blasting them, but helping them out, answering questions. Like I see so many do that. So many people do that. It's really nice, guys. And I've said this before as well. I think we have a great community, and I have played in a lot of states, like 22 or 23 states at this point. And I haven't run into any state that's terrible. I've run into some teams that are a little aggressive, but either way, like the future of this game is bringing new people in. It doesn't have to be kids. It can be new adults, but just all, be thinking about that, right? Again, if you don't want to be an ambassador of the game, I get it. It's a lot of responsibility, but just,
don't be a jerk. I'm so making a graphic. Every time we say it's going to pop up on the screen, don't be a jerk. But again,
that's the
make sure the biggest thing in here, I'm assuming most everybody in here is, but share it. Like, subscribe, comment. So if you're already a subscriber to both the channels, like and comment on every single one of our videos. If it's just to say hi or love the video or whatever, the likes and the comments help the algorithm, which then help us get out to more people and broaden the community.
And if you like Alex's crazy, nonsensical, slightly challenged videos, please like, sub, say, Alex forgot his Adderall. Like, if that's what your comment is, we appreciate that. I don't know if he appreciates that. I appreciate that. Scott made a point. I want to see run down videos of what to expect at larger events that would help new players. I 100% agree. The thing that I've started to run into is when I go to a larger national game and I've paid $300 for the game and $2,000 to get there, I'm in the game. And it's like stepping out to do a video takes time that I might not have. So like, I really would like to do something at GTI and for next weekend in South Carolina, which is a Third Coast game, Third Coast Airsoft Stonebreaker at GTI, the first weekend in May. But what I learned at last year was we're doing this tier 1 thing, which is more like a field training exercise on Friday night. I was putzing around like a doofus. And again, I've been playing this game for, 20 some years. And they were like, okay, here's your briefing. Get ready to go. And I was like, oh crap, I don't have my gear on. I don't have my gun. Like I felt like a noob. I was so behind. It actually embarrassed me. So this year, I'm already like, hey, when I go, I'll be ready at noon for the 7:00 tier 1 experience. For the following day, I have briefings starting at 9 a.m. for a game that starts at 11 because I need to know the vehicle rules. I need to know the comm rules. I need to know the hierarchy. So I feel you. I'll try to film more. Maybe I'll do voiceovers. Alex and I will do videos pre and post, but during is really hard. That's David with his Airsoft After Dark. That's after, where you can kind of sit and think through it and kind of talk through. I agree. People need to see what some of this is about. It's just kind of hard when you're also there to play. I might go to a game, maybe when I go to Texas's Starburst game. So the Third Coast Airsoft has a game in Texas at Fort Hood called Starburst. I might go, I'll still pay, but I might go more as a media person. And let Rich know, sorry, Rich, if you're watching, that I'm just going to take more videos and try to explain more. I'd like to be able to I'll also say, if I turn around and I'm like, hey, it's Gabe from the Minnesota Airsoft Association. I'm at Third Coast Airsoft's Stonebreaker. Yeah. They hate that stuff because that breaks the immersion for the other players. So again, there's a balancing act. I know David's going to be playing a lot of mirror games and hopefully at least one, I think we'll just say one Third Coast Airsoft game this year. We'll try to keep that in mind because you're right. People want to learn about what to expect. Like, how serious are their chrono rules? How serious are they for briefing? Like, if any of you going to AMS's Northern Front game on June 6th, they'll put you in stacks before our chalks. They'll put you in lines before we go. Like, they'll have your squad leaders count out everybody who's in their squad. You'll be on a squad, which if all you've played is our local events, that never happens. But so, like, there is some expectations there that some people are like, oh, like Third Coast Airsoft, after their briefing, they do the national anthem because that is a vet and active military run organization.
God,
they
now
take
I'm
that very
definitely gonna have to
seriously.
go to more of their games.
Oh yeah,
Every
no,
time
you can
you
salute. I
talk.
can't salute. I have to put my hand over my heart. Well, of course, you're not active, so I don't know the rules. But either way, like,
Just
that is
signing
a
the
thing
paper
that
for life, I can salute.
Oh, jeez. When I went to my first event where they raised the flag and everybody saluted, I was like, what the hell is going on? Because that is just not something I've ever done before. Like, I've done it when I've been to like derby matches or to a baseball game. Like, sure. But like at an airsoft game where you're in a stack, and that's not, no, what's the official when you line up?
Formation.
When you're in formation. Yeah, when you're in formation, and you will be in formation if you go to AMS's event. I'm not sure that I will, but that, if you've never done that before, if you've never in the military, if you're just a civilian who's going to play some airsoft, that might be kind of earth-shattering. You might be like, oh my God, this is really formal. And then you know, there's some pomp and circumstance and you just kind of figure that out. But like, yeah, man, like there's things that happen at larger milsims that will maybe surprise you, and they're minor.
I'm gonna have flashbacks to Nam.
Not the least of which is bigger milsim games take things more seriously.
Like they were saying though in the chat, it doesn't have to so much be during the game. It can be, we could do some videos in this format off live and explaining, you know, a couple weeks out from GAG or a couple weeks out from a Third Coast game or a beer game. Hey, this is what to expect. Chrono.
On the front end and on the back end.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is where AAR's after action reports I think are really important. That's why we want to get Thomas back in to talk about his game. I want to talk to 6 Mil Mando about Galactic Civil War, not because it was a milsim game, but because it was an airsoft related event that people might want to go to. Again, what are you expecting? I will 100% guarantee that on Alex and my drive from Barnwell, South Carolina back to Savannah, Georgia, I will have my Osmo Pocket 3 and we'll be mic'd up and we'll just talk. We'll talk about the game. And then hopefully that footage is usable. But you know, Alex.
Yeah, I'm going to have to
sometimes
if you need to send it over to me to bleep it.
Yeah, no, there might be a lot of editing. But yeah, so like, I think setting that expectation is good. I think we're already thinking about it. Like David, again, with his Airsoft After Dark, you know, I just plan to bring my camera more and talk to people when I'm not driving. I'll ask questions and we'll just talk. And part of that's also good for us. I think like that helps us unwind, helps us kind of figure it. And I don't know about you, David, but like having done more of these videos, even though I've been in the game for a while, it helps me actually think about stuff a little bit more deeply.
I know my wheels are now always spinning, especially, and a big part is everybody's comments and all like, ooh, or that, or this, or, you know, but you know.
Yeah. And this is like, I think a lot of us who's been in the game a long time kind of take things for granted. Like I might do here's what my table looks like for packing for Stonebreaker. Here's the things that I've been thinking about. Like, I know there's a night game. I'm one of those guys who puts glow sticks on a carabiner so I can drop glow sticks after I've cleared a room or to throw them in a dark corner. And I just have those prepped and ready to go. Is that silly? Maybe. But there's a reason real soldiers do it, right? So like there's that kind of stuff. But I have 3 dead rags packed. 3. Like there's expectations, there's things you think about. I'm trying to think if there's anything weird that I bring.
Make sure your silo's charged.
And maybe have 2 of them. Or a battery backup to charge in between. Like
or put a battery in your trailer with an inverter and
But I mean, I think
and decide to already order next year's trailer. Oops.
Alex and I had a discussion on a previous live stream before David came on board where we just kind of were talking about our gear. And gear is highly personal. Alex is cheap. That's just a dig at him because he can't defend itself. I feel like there's things that all of us have. I think I posted about like, what's something that you carry that's not airsoft related, but you carry everywhere on your kit? I have chapstick because I constantly get windburn on my lips because my mouth is open most of the games. But like, I also carry a small thing of meds because there are times in the middle of a 12-hour day where I know I need some Excedrin right now. Like, you know, this is a whole different rant. I don't want to get into it tonight because we're already pushing 2 hours. But like, that's a great conversation. What are your non-airsoft related items that you always bring with you on a field?
Med kit.
So
I got a first aid.
Yeah,
I got a first aid kit on my belt.
What kind of first aid kit? Like, do you need? Like, I don't carry a tourniquet or any of that stuff anymore. I just don't think I need to. But I carry a boo-boo kit. I carry just a couple things, and sometimes I also have super glue and duct tape in my kit because I've learned over the years if I get a small scratch, I probably should cover a bleeder, but sometimes it's just glue.
Yeah, no, my med kit is tourniquet, ace bandages, band-aids. I got a CPR mask just in case.
I still have that stuff in my kit, but it's not usually on my field kit anymore.
Yeah.
And some of like, I am an emergency responder, but like, I don't have any professional medical training. I've done stop the bleed. I've taught stop the bleed. So I'm comfortable doing certain things. And we have Good Samaritan laws.
Yep.
But like, I'm not a medic, and I will always defer to trained medical staff. Like, I might triage initially. I'll be calling blind man. I'll call people in, but you know, I'll put my hand on a gashing, bloody wound without gloves. I don't care. But like, I think everyone needs to be realistic about what they're carrying with them, whether it be med kits, other things, knives. Like, I see a lot of guys carrying combat knives, and I'm like, makes me a little nervous. You know, even carrying a multi-tool. What's that? Immersion. That immersion. Now we go back to bang rules.
Hey, you never know when the zombie apocalypse. You never know when the zombie apocalypse is going to start.
Well, there's a hot take. How many of you airsofters have had the dream, similar to Star Trek, the original series, where as you're running around with your airsoft gun, it blinks and it turns into a real gun because the aliens have attacked us or the zombies have come, and your airsoft gun, and you have to go in and be a real operator right then and there? How many people have dreamt that? Or some variation where your airsoft becomes real and you have to become an operator? Come on.
I've had the opposite dream.
where you're
zombie apocalypse, and next thing you know, my gun turns into an airsoft. Oh shit!
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
Someone turn up my regulator. Someone turn up my regulator.
All the way up. I'm going to 2.8 joules.
Get the scuba tank and attach it. Let's see if it'll blow.
Yes, Scott, electrolyte powder, 100%. I do carry one. As a type 2 diabetic, I still have a couple of the like emergency wafers in case I need to jam something. How many airsofters you know who don't drink enough and or eat enough and then end up heat stroking or have issues? That's people talk about the most frequent injury in airsoft, and heat stroke is the number one, followed very closely by sprained ankles. But only one of those can kill you.
Ooh. Hey, I was at an event last year where someone was like, hey, look at this new airsoft pistol I got. And I took the mag out of it, and it was real. He's like, shit, I got it to match my real. Let me go back to my car.
That shit. I'll be honest, I have heard that multiple times before. Woo! That's this is why they don't mix, guys. This is why a lot of fields like Action Sports Wisconsin says, don't bring your gun to our field. And if you do, we expect you to have it in a case underneath, in your trunk or the back seat of your car, and we'll never see it. We don't want to know you have it. That's like, I used to be the guy who didn't want an airsoft gun to match my real steel. And then as I started working again with Eric Bakizer and Quorum Security, and we started doing force on force, I was like, I should have something that matches. But like the safety rules around that, I'll just say like for Quorum Security, and I'm doing some PR for them. Like if you do a force on force class with Eric, you'll go, all right, everybody, line up. Here's some cases. Take out your real gun, unload it, put it in this case. We'll lock the case. We'll put it over here. Now everybody go over here. Like in police training, people get shot because they forget. You know, hey, we're going on lunch break. Okay, put on their real guns, go back, and then just go back into the class. Man, if you got a real gun, I get it. There's a reason. Just think about it.
Again, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Treat every gun like it's loaded and it's real.
Slim tack. That's a nightmare too. This is why when people carry full immersion, like they're carrying K-bars and stuff like that, I'm always like, is that a real K-bar? Yeah. Man, like we were talking about, I was talking with Chris Pfluger, the owner of Action Sports Wisconsin, about his Stalker event. And they have, so Stalker is a video game set in dystopian Russia or Europe somewhere, but they have monsters. And he was like, we were sitting there shooting blank fire, and like all of a sudden I saw a monster reach back and grab somebody, and these guys rolled on the ground for 10 minutes, and some guy then pulled out a fake knife and started stabbing, and I was like, what if that was real? Like, again, this is where you gotta have those, you gotta have some wall between your real and your fake, even for your immersion outfits, guys. Like, ooh, like some of that
knives need to be rubber.
Yeah, man.
You know, yep. It's hard for me. I carry my, you know, yes, I carry this on the airsoft field, but I know that this is real.
Yeah, that is not a replica of a combat knife.
No,
I just bought, guys. So someone said hex keys. So for my MP7, which is in here because it's packed and it's ready for my game in a week. Like, I actually need a flathead screwdriver to unscrew my fake pack to put my HPA battery in it. I did not have a tool. I have a multi-tool, but I'll be honest, it's too much. I don't want to pull out my multi-tool to work on it. I found these like little, they look like the size of a key for Father's Day. And one's a flathead, one's a Phillips head, and it also has like hex marks on it. But like, I'm going to start carrying the one thing I know, which is a one flathead that is just for that single purpose, and it'll be right in one of my front pouches so that I can do it when I'm on the field if I need to swap a battery. But like, I try not to carry every tool imaginable because at some point you're kitchen sinking. And I used to be a kitchen sink guy. I try not to, though my gear looks contrary. Kitchen sinks a lot, man.
Yeah, but your kitchen sink includes 47 grenades.
My answer
on
to
a Canterbury
everything
clipped on your plate carrier is the only place they belong.
I don't believe in bang rules anymore because I just throw grenades at everybody.
That's why I was saying that's what I was saying earlier when you were talking about that.
I was behind enemy lines. I don't know how nobody saw me, but I was just sitting there and I did not have a gun. And I was like, crap. So I literally threw 3 grenades at 3 individual dudes because it's the only thing I could do to try to kill those guys. I got 2 of them. And the third guy was like, what? Oh, and he shot me. And again, it was great fun. But yes, I don't believe in bang rules because I believe in boom rules. That's a good one. Ooh. That might be a t-shirt. I don't believe in bang rules. I believe in boom rules. Oh, no. I got and then 2 grenades hanging. Like, never mind that. Now I'm getting too personal again. But
no, just like you were saying earlier, you're like, I want to run into a room and try to clear. I was thinking in my head, you ain't running in no damn room to clear. You're taking 2 grenades, pulling the pins and tossing them in the room.
Yeah. Now with Mark 5s. So I will just say, I do not believe the Third Coast Airsoft guys have seen Mark 5s in action yet. So I packed a case, which is 4 boxes, just because I'm just going to hand them out, and I want to know how they're going to play them. Heat cache in cool weather. So someone like, so Apollo saw heat cache at 40 degrees because some dude overlaid. Yes, you can get sunburned and you can be a heat cache in 40-degree weather. Oh, like it's like people don't recognize. Or dehydrated. Like, it's cold out. I don't have to drink. Dude. Like, this is an athletic. There's athleticism here. What's the opinion on the ASG Apocalypse grenades? I only use pyro.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played an event recently that has forbidden pyro. Now it happens. Like there might be a fire watch or a fire warning that doesn't allow it, or you might be in an indoor place that still has like functional fire suppression systems, so you're not allowed to use anything that'll cause smoke. I haven't played in that in a decade, and I do have one of the new Crytek tornadoes, but like I don't want those. I don't want Thunder Bees. I don't want I don't. No,
I don't
I'm a
want to
pyro
have
guy.
to go retrieve something.
That's my big one too. Yeah, I don't want to have to go get it. Like to want to talk about kill immersion, and I'll just say it. Sometimes things walk away, which goes back to another hot take. Put your name on stuff. Like if I throw a grenade, it's got my name on it, and if I have to go get it, I'm gonna go get it right away. And I'm gonna throw it. And if like I got 2 guys, but not everybody. Okay, thanks for being a jerk. But like I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm dead. I'm walking. I'm getting. Hey, can I have my grenade back? You're cheating. You're trying to see how many people are in this room. No, I'm trying to get my throwable, reusable grenade back. Just not my thing.
Shit, I'm bringing a case of freaking EGs just to crossfire this weekend.
Yeah, I have totally. This is unfair, right? Like not everybody can afford to buy a box or case, but man, once you start getting used to it, like they solve it. Like what's the saying? It solves a lot of problems. Probably causes some too. So I don't have any experience with the ESG Apocalypse grenade. I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah.
I don't.
Maybe if somebody sends me one, I'll do a review on it.
Yes, Thomas likes to wear plates. He's also a young buck. Nope. I don't even want to wear a chiller plate. For those that don't know, you can buy basically camelbacks, which are hard plate shaped things that you can put in. You can freeze them, and then as they melt, you can drink out of them. I have one.
I used it one game. I used it one game, and I think halfway through the game, I was going back and ripping that thing out and saying, nope. I did take foam from the top of one of my replica boxes and cut it in the shape of a plate and shoved it in there to give it some rigidity and protect my moobs.
I would counter that Thomas wearing plates next time you see him and you hear him, just ask him, what are you compensating for? Just ask him that question.
We might have to do that on an OnlySoft video. But
yes, Slim Tack. I always find I am the guy who turns stuff in, and I'm surprised by the end of the day. Now, if you're a field, they have a box behind the counter that is full of stuff. I don't get it, people. You're losing your stuff.
Yeah, I would rather spend $10 and not have to worry about it after the fact. And again, now a lot of fields say that if you are running reusables, you're not reloading them on the field.
Yeah,
it's one and done.
They actually make a big point of it. Yeah.
You throw it, and if it's a couple hour, if it's a milsimi, what was our word that we came up with last time? Milsimish or something.
Yeah, I think we were still wordsmith on that, but that milsim light, but anything milsim related, milsimi. Okay, let's not do it now.
Yeah, we'll work on that later. But if you're leaving the field, and it may have been a big push to get to where you're at, you throw two of your reusables. Well, guess what? Until you die and decide to walk off the field or get back to farm, you have no more grades. I can hang 10 grenades off my carabiner, whatever, and pull and throw and run away, giggling.
I will say that the way that I carry them, then now that other people are starting to carry it, and I did not learn that. I did not originate that. That's from our friends Paul and Chris, and even Jonesy from over in Wisconsin. Some places are like, well, that's not very realistic. And here's where I'll say I'm an airsoft player. I am an airsoft player. Nate, you're running ceramics, and you're not worried about damaging those ceramics? I don't know, dude. I'd be worried about damaging those ceramics.
He could have got some. They could be lower end ones, but again,
or older ones, just that he's running for airsoft. There's no longer his active plates. You're right. It's 100% that.
Or he bought them and only uses them for airsoft. So if they get damaged, they get damaged.
100%. Not calling you out. Oh, I just moved my camera. Sorry. Not calling you out. I just saw ceramics and I was like, ooh. I bought some disposable grenades at TCA last year during GAG, and I crushed 2 of them just laying in cover. but maybe that is the way. Yeah, man. Here's the thing. EG67s in the rain will basically melt.
Yep.
Microfractures, Nate. Here's my defense of having been in this world for a while. And if this is Nate, who I think it is, okay, that's on you, brother. I won't run. I don't have ceramics anymore. So yeah, grenades can be temperamental already. I've seen people pull so hard they pull the grenade shell outside of the fuse. That is usually after light rain, but it doesn't take much moisture. I've seen sweat, like depending on where you keep your grenades, if it's a sweaty spot, they will start to decomp. So they will start to fall apart. And that's why if it starts raining even a little bit and you have EG67s out, you should put them in a pouch. And I don't mean a dump pouch, I mean something covered.
Yeah, on the whole realm of EG67s, I did learn firsthand. I do have one of the videos up that I threw a couple and someone threw a last year's model, and you can tell the difference. we all were like, nice. That must have been a last year's edition of an EG because they went. But
yeah, I don't know if Crossfire determined what they're considering Mark Vs. I think they're going to consider them as grenades though, because they allow sound like a Thunder B or a Tornado. Like they allow non-firing grenades to count as a 10-foot radius, 15-foot radius kill. So I think they're going to allow the Mark Vs. What we were concerned, like they have buildings at Crossfire, but all of theirs don't. There's no ceilings, there's no roofs. So like the sound that can disperse up. Whereas if you get a Mark V or an EG67 in a Connex, there's a video
up. There's a video up. Go watch it.
Yeah, go find the video. And I will also say for those that don't know, the Enola Gay Mark V 120 decibels at Twin Cities Airsoft, they are not allowing those to be thrown in Connex. You can throw an EG67, but you cannot throw a Mark V. So if you happen to get Mark Vs, don't throw them in Connex. That is verboten because they're so loud.
What is the decibel of the new old EGs? They're got to be right up there.
They're not 120.
No, but they got to be above 100.
I think they're 100 or a little bit over. Yeah, I think that's the case.
Yeah. So
all right, there seems to be a slight lull in the chat. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we should close down. We've been on chat for 2 hours. What's the difference between what? What's the difference with what, Nate? I'm happy to answer that question, but
use your words.
If I can imply or infer,
EGs.
right? Infer. So several years ago, when the ATF put a ban out on all pyrotechnics for airsoft, EG and Enola Gay changed the formula for their grenades to meet new ATF standards, and they were lower power, lower decibel, longer burn. And this also affected tag, and like there was also like a form factor you had to like the ATF had very specific rules. As a sidebar, the reason they had this was because people were using airsoft pyrotechnics at protests. And so the ATF thought they were doing, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but they actually put some rules into place, and they started to ban some things from overseas. So there was a period of time when Enola Gay had come back with their new Coke, which was crappy. They sucked. And I say that politely. It was all I had. I bought probably 2 full cases myself. So I say that I didn't like them. Some people, I got some heat actually from some other retailers who were like, don't say they suck. I'll never sell them. They sucked. As of SHOT Show this year, when I talked to them, they're like, no, we're back. Everything's back. All that ATF rule, all the P-top tagging, like you have to do our class in order, to get certified. All that stuff should be gone. Some places still want you to have it because they just think it's nice. But like the original recipes, the more interesting EG67s are back as of this year. So how can you tell when you're buying them? I'm not sure. Ask your retailers when you're buying them.
You can tell.
If it's the
old ones are a glossy box. The new ones are flat.
That's right. You did say that.
Yep.
You did say that.
There are more flat, matte color on the box, and the old ones are glossy. and the newer ones don't. If you look at the box, they don't have like this riveted border thing. And just look at the manufacturing date on the bottom of them. Anything manufactured in 24 is
the new Coke. And I say new Coke, and not everybody even knows what that means. For those that don't remember, Coke did a thing where they changed their recipe to new Coke, and everybody globally hated it. And then they had to go back to they had to eat crow and go back to regular Coke. So yes, so there is a difference. We should probably post some better pictures so people can actually figure that out. But so look at the box color, look at that manufacture date. Because the other thing I know we found out from looking at SHOT Show was they still have the 2024 models. We'll call them the 2024 models. They still have those, and they are selling them to retailers for cheaper than the OG recipe. So some fields are buying them because they're way cheaper for them to buy, and then however they're selling, they're probably still selling MAP. In fact, they have to sell MAP. So just know what you're buying. You'll know if you hear one. If someone throws them at you and it's the OG versus the 24, you'll notice because they're much louder for that. So
then you can ask Nathan what it sounds like to have 6 of them thrown at you within a matter of succession, and then just one random old one. Because we thought he was tan team, so there were 6 grenades that went flying at him down the steps.
I would just feel bad because that's a lot. That's $60. Nate asks, so what's the general etiquette around these? Do we pick up the halves or EG67s or leave them lay? How about the pins? Are you talking from a trash point of view? They are biodegradable. They have clay inside them. They're not real BBs. If you look at them, you'll almost think they're, for those that remember, 8mm BBs. They look kind of like 8mm BBs, but they're actually clay. And as we noted already, the shells of an EG67, if they get wet, will dissolve. So most of it is pretty compostable.
Biodegradable.
So I don't pick up things biodegradable. Thank you. That's the right word. Because of D-rings, so David and I are the guys who have D-rings on our chests. And so all my D-rings stay with me, and I actually count them for the end of the year just because that's my flex. So a lot of people just drop them. I will pick up the D-rings because, frankly, I just use those D-rings for other things. I do have, I don't have it here, but I have hundreds. It's kind of nuts. Maybe it's just a weird kink for me now. But
I will say at a regular airsoft field, a normal airsoft field, they're probably just going to leave them. Pick up the D-rings if you see them. If you have a lull, if you're at a milsim style that's playing at a rented facility, offer to help clean. They have to go in, and most of the time they have to go in and clean all those rooms. You can always get in the good graces of the promoters too by doing that. And get to be known and things like that. Offer to help staying clean, or even at the end of if you feel you want to.
And we talked about picking up lost stuff and turning it in, or people not signing stuff and having a big lost and file. If I'm at a game and the game is over, especially, and we're exiting the field, I'll pick up everything I see. I'll pick up trash. Big stuff like water bottles. A lot of guys put their water bottles in a dump pouch and then are surprised when it falls out. I'll pick up trash on my way out. And I do that at our local fields. So
my group after Sheboygan, we spent an hour walking the parking lot and the green fob, and we picked up almost a full big garbage bag full of just crud.
Here's where you realize that, and this is not anything too new, but as a parent of teens, David, you can confirm, teenagers are filthy.
Yes.
Generally, teenagers are filthy.
Look who got a real username on YouTube. We no longer have to call her the C word.
That came off so weird, but okay. And hello, Blondie. Yeah, I think this is part of it's just being around long enough. So you asked specifically about grenades. Think about your fields, how you want them to look. At what point is the field a trash dump? You don't want that. So I don't pick up the shells. Those should biodegrade.
That would be like, yes, biodegrade. That would be like saying, should we go around and pick up all the BBs that are on the ground?
Yeah. Like there's some, and I'll say I have played at games where after they're like everybody needs to leave because we have leaf blowers because we're gonna blow all the BBs, and I'm just like, oh, that's on you guys. I'm out of that. Like I'm not gonna do that part. I'll pick up big trash, but you're all the way all the BBs.
Then again, that's most likely most time on a rented facility.
Yeah, like that. The last time that happened, I saw that was at a mall.
Yeah, AMS had they were on the Zulu 24 or whatever podcast talking about that, and they got slammed to. They had to make sure that they cleaned one of the facilities, and they walked in there and they're like, this room hasn't been cleaned in 25 years. Why are we having to clean?
Yeah. Like sometimes in the contracts, I think that depending on how you look at those contracts, they're getting away with murder, making you clean up someone else's mess, especially for abandoned places where there might have been squatters or something. Come on. Anyway, good question.
Forget about it.
I think like everything else we've been talking about tonight, just don't be a jerk. If you see it, just be a good dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It is crazy, Blondie. I don't know what's crazy, but something is crazy.
Blondie. Oh.
Well, here we are. 9:15. Like we had some good interactivity today. Some good engagement. We appreciate that. I will note that a lot of that engagement came after Alex left. So, coincidence? Correlation, causation? Maybe.
We don't have the ADHD. Maybe.
Well, here we are. I think we're going to close down the evening. Thank you all for coming. We hit some high points today, which were, again, if you're a streamer or an influencer and you want to work together on something, let us know. If you are a streamer or an influencer and you have suggestions for how we do things, let us know. And he was never seen again. If there's content you'd like to see us cover, give us ideas. Thank you for the idea of like bigger games, like what we're doing with the local fields. We'll just continue to do with some of the larger games. Try to be a little bit more of an information source. That's what we want to be. We just want to share what we're getting into. If there's any other things you just want us to talk about, again, the whole talk about bang surrender rules came from a discussion on Discord I had. But so if there's a topic you want us to cover, we're always looking for something. We can just sit here and flap our jaws, flap our gums, as they say, for an hour or 2 hours. That's pretty easy for us. But we'd like to keep it on topic.
We can definitely, as this winter, we can definitely, since there won't be a lot of airsoft, we can pick a Saturday and just be like, hey, we're gonna do like a 5-hour stream and just, socialize. We'll take bathroom breaks. Us old guys need that.
Oh, I need one right now. So, and then what else do we talk about? Again, if our videos are helpful or you need something, someone actually reached out and was like, and I think it was Dumb Airsoft, I think he might have left. He was like, hey, you sound really soft on your mics. So now I'm looking at my mics to make sure that they sound good when I'm recording. Give us that input. We're just trying to be better. We're trying to make everything better. And we're doing this all so that, again, for you guys. So, and then of course you guys. I mean, Blondie, it is past our bedtime. My bedtime. I didn't take a nap today.
I did.
See,
in my work truck.
Yeah,
parked behind
over 40. Over 40
behind
naps.
a Target.
Your employer might hear this, so he's just joking. Plausible deniability. There's your plausible deniability for the stream. So this weekend in Airsoft, as I pointed out, though Big Lake does have a themed game on Saturday, basically it's open sessions this weekend. We'll make a weekly rundown early next week. Someone said Mondays. I did mine on Tuesday. But we'll try to get them done early so that people can plan accordingly, because next weekend has a lot more stuff popping off for a lot of people. So we'll continue to do that stuff. David, anything you want to close with?
Just like we were saying earlier, you guys make this possible in kind of a weird way. Down in the comments, there are links to our link trees. Make sure you're liking all of our socials. I do have a merch store down there. The proceeds from the merch store go into a lot of this stuff, camera gear, you know, subscriptions to run all this. Not a lot of it goes into the airsoft stuff. You know, I have a credit card, but you know,
Unfortunately, you have a credit card for that. Yeah.
it was $10,000 to $15,000 last year, so whatever. But I bought a trailer though too, and now I ordered a trailer for next year already. That's bigger, but that's a whole nother video. But yes, you know, like, subscribe, comment, you know, buy some merch. If you see me out on the field, we just got PVC patches. I'm selling these.
Nice.
Let's see if I can do this on camera now and put it on straight. It's like, nope. That's not happening.
No.
Oh well.
It's tilted like in our videos, though. It is perfectly tilted, like how I do it in the videos.
Yes, 100. You gonna start using the new ones in the videos?
Yes, I just had. That's why I had to ask for the logos.
Oh, and that was another thing that we never really asked anybody. What's everybody think of the new Project Echo and MAA logos?
Yeah, do you like that? Do you like this font for the stream? Like, this is gonna be, if we're gonna start doing Wednesday streams, this is our banner for that.
As you know, Gabe pointed out, the hosted by looks like a Hallmark movie,
which I actually really like. Because this might mean that Lacey Chambert might come and join us, and that's a deep cut. Maybe nobody knows who Lacey Chambert is, but she's in a lot of Hallmark movies. If it's like, and we're talking about branding this. We've had some ideas. If there's something you think is clever or funny, let us know. Maybe we'll do a contest to name our stream. Oh, I feel like that's a mistake. I don't trust any of you that much. I'll trust you shooting at me and throwing grenades at me, but I'm not going to trust you naming something that's going to have my name on it. But it looks cleaner. Yes, that's the whole point. David's been working really hard to try to, I'm trying to also try to figure out like my patch logo versus my public logo. They don't have to be the same thing. But yeah, we're always improving. So please give us your feedback, constructive feedback. I already said it. I'll take any of it. But anything else, David?
No, just again, that like both all the social medias. Again, link trees are down below. Project Echo and the Minnesota Airsoft Association. You know, both of them together, everything helps. We just, you know, the more we grow, the more content, the more things we can bring, the more money we can stick into the community. If you guys, you know, that watch this and support it, want to see more of it, you know. And that could be a million different things, as we were talking about earlier. You know, barrel cover, dead brags, you know, things like that that we can get out to the community. You know, by supporting things.
Proper streaming gear for Alex.
That's oof.
That's a big ask, but
that is a very big ask, you know. But yes, 100%. You know, I took some of the proceeds that I got from the merch store, and I ended up getting Starlink so that we can go live from the fields to do our Airsoft After Dark afterwards, you know. So that'll be
our
that'll
intention
be on the 16th.
Is to make this bigger and better all season. So again, we really hope that you're enjoying it, but we really also hope you share this with your friends. Again, the subs, you know, transparency, and we've said this before. We want to go to SHOT Show next year as Project Echo Airsoft and the Minnesota Airsoft Association. We need numbers. We need subs. We need views. So that is my sole goal for 2026, is to get our channels at a point where we are recognized enough to go to the largest firearms and outdoor gear trade show in the United States.
And that way,
David's hoping to go. Lots of people are hoping to go.
You guys will know where to go to get the information. You'll be able to not have to watch 37 different local people. And you can, while we're there, you can message, hey, I saw someone else just kind of glimpse on this.
Yeah.
Can you get more?
Go back and look at it. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we want to do.
We'll run over to that booth and get more video because, you know.
I'll even talk to Stingray Airsoft if you want me to. I won't, but I'll send one of the other guys to do it.
I'll do it. I'll take the bullet, I guess.
No,
I'll take the BB.
They don't like me. So,
yeah. I got a different logo. They won't even know who I am.
Just strip it off. Yeah. My face is already branded for them. So. Thank you, Slim Tack. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That. Oh, someone's private messaged me too. They just said they also appreciated it. Good. No, again, that's what we want, guys. I will close down. David said everything we needed to succinctly. Have a great rest of your week. Weather looks pretty decent for the weekend, but it is cooling down again. That seems spring is not done with us yet in the Midwest, but we're all used to that. So on behalf of David from Project Echo Airsoft, behalf of Cobra Alex, who had to leave early, this is Gabe from the Minnesota Airsoft Association. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great night. Hope to see you on the field soon.
Lock in.
No Minnesota goodbyes.
Mask up.
A little bit.
Game on. Let's go. Minnesota Airsoft Association. Call your hits. Feel the elevation. Hey. Snow or sun, we're running every nation. Minnesota Airsoft Association. From the woods to the warehouse doors. Green gas clouds and scattered mags on the floor. Friends then foes. The second the horn blows, we rush, reload. That's how the story goes. Minnesota.